All right, Lakers Nation. The off-season plot thickens. We've talked about potential moves for big men and wing upgrades, but now a comprehensive trade package, reportedly born from fan discussions, has surfaced. This one aims to significantly bolster the Lakers' depth and, crucially, their defensive prowess. The proposed deal involved the Chicago Bulls and would see Lonzo Ball return to Los Angeles. The crucial need, depth and defense. The article sets the stage perfectly. In a landscape where the stakes are higher than ever, the Los Angeles Lakers find themselves at a pivotal juncture. The competitive nature of the Western Conference is intensifying, and the Lakers' urgency to reinforce their roster is palpable. This echoes the sentiment after their hypothetical early playoff exit. The need for more than just top-end star power. The proposed trade package. This isn't a minor tweak. It's a significant restructuring of the supporting cast. The proposal is: Los Angeles Lakers receive Lonzo Ball, PG/SG, Jalen Smith, PF/C, Ayo Dosunmu, SG/PG. Chicago Bulls receive Rui Hachimura, SF/PF, Dalton Connect, SG/SF, presumably a rookie or young player the Lakers recently acquired in our hypothetical timeline, a 2030 pick swap. The article notes that while this trade might not have the blockbuster appeal of superstar deals, it addresses the Lakers' pressing need for players who can contribute effectively on both ends of court. The impact of Lonzo Ball's return. Lonzo Ball, a former Laker, returning to the team is a major storyline here. The article highlights him as a reliable player known for his defensive tenacity and playmaking ability. Defensive upgrade. Ball's defensive skills would not only help mitigate the defensive lapses of stars like LeBron James and Luka Doncic, but also give the Lakers a dynamic backcourt player capable of orchestrating the offense. This is key, taking defensive pressure off the stars. Playmaking. His ability to push the pace and find teammates will be a valuable asset. Building a more resilient bench. Smith and Dosunmu. This trade isn't just about Lonzo. Jalen Smith. Offer size, rebounding, and the potential to stretch the floor with his shooting. Ayo Dosunmu, known for his perimeter defense, and can also contribute offensively. The article states, this infusion of young talent aligns perfectly with the Lakers' strategy of surrounding their superstars with players who can enhance their game while also alleviating some of the pressure on them. The rationale, prioritizing role players and depth. A crucial point made is a shift in philosophy. While Rui Hachimura is undoubtedly a valuable asset, the Lakers need to prioritize acquiring multiple solid rotation players over retaining a single star. The argument is that the modern NBA demands a deep, well-rounded team, and the depth provided by this trade could be the difference between a playoff run and an early exit. This directly addresses the hypothetical recent playoff struggles. Dalton Connect being included is interesting. If he was a recent high draft pick for the Lakers in our scenario, moving him so soon would indicate a strong desire to win now with established, albeit role-playing, talent. Strategic focus for the future. The article emphasizes that the Lakers' trade strategy must revolve around acquiring players who can effectively complement their current stars. The focus should be on defenders, to ease the burden on LeBron and Luka, shooters, to capitalize on their playmaking. This proposed trade, according to the article, not only meets this requirement, but also sets the stage for a more competitive Lakers roster. Conclusion: a vision for success through balance. The potential acquisition of Ball, Smith, and Dosunmu would represent a shift in the Lakers' approach, one that values depth, defense, and versatility. It's about building a cohesive unit rather than just accumulating star power. Key questions this trade poses. Is Lonzo Ball, given his injury history, which isn't explicitly mentioned here, but is a real-world factor, a risk worth taking for his defensive and playmaking upside? Are Jalen Smith and Ayo Dosunmu significant enough upgrades in their roles to justify trading Hachimura and a young talent like Connect plus a pick swap? How would this impact the Lakers' salary cap and future flexibility? Would the Chicago Bulls agree to this? What's their motivation in this hypothetical scenario? Perhaps a rebuild or retooling around Hachimura and Connect. This is a meaty proposal with a lot of moving parts. What are your thoughts, Lakers fans? Is this the kind of trade that could truly elevate the team around LeBron and Luka? Would you welcome Lonzo Ball back to LA in this package? Let us know in the comments. All right, Lakers Nation. The quest for a dominant big man to anchor the paint alongside LeBron James and Luka Doncic continues, and an intriguing name from the recent past has resurfaced. According to a new report, the Los Angeles Lakers remain intrigued by Utah Jazz center Walker Kessler. A lingering interest in Kessler. The article notes that Walker Kessler was viewed as a top trade target for the Lakers for some time. Back then, the thinking was that Anthony Davis, presumably before a hypothetical trade or role change in our narrative, or perhaps this refers to a time AD was playing more PF, was asking for a center, and Kessler seemed like a perfect complement to the offense. While the hypothetical trade for Luka Doncic changed everything for the Lakers, the fundamental need for a true center still exists. The report suggests that even if Kessler isn't as ideal a fit as he once was, perhaps due to roster changes post-Luka trade, he's still a young, defensive-minded center that would make sense to the Lakers. ESPN's Dave McMenamin weighs in. The core of this report comes from ESPN's Dave McMenamin, who, during a recent radio interview on ESPN 700, reiterated the Lakers' interest. McMenamin reportedly said, "The one thing on that front is that Walker Kessler remains a name that is intriguing to the Lakers. Whether that is going to lead to any sort of deal, obviously last year the asking price was very high. And obviously, the Lakers ended up moving the assets that they were considering moving to the Jazz to get Kessler in order to make the Luka trade. That was taken off the table after the Luka trade. If they were to re-engage, he remains a player that the Lakers believe could fill that void that they have at center. I'm not reporting that anything is heading towards a deal or gaining traction or anything like that, but Kessler remains on the Lakers' radar. So, the interest is there, but it's not necessarily an active negotiation at this moment. It's more of a he's a guy we like and believe would fit situation. Obstacles to a potential Kessler trade. However, the article pours some cold water on the likelihood of a deal actually happening, citing two main reasons. Lack of assets. The Lakers may not have a remaining trade capital to entice the Jazz. The report mentions Dalton Connect and a first-round pick are the two things that would entice the Jazz the most, but that is not going to be enough to pry Kessler away. It also suggests that even if the Jazz were openly shopping Kessler, other teams could likely offer better packages. Since Utah isn't actively shopping him, the Lakers would need to blow them away with a trade, and their current assets might not be sufficient. The Danny Ainge factor. This is a fascinating angle. The article posits that it's unlikely that Danny Ainge and Utah's front office would be eager to help out the Lakers after the Luka trade. The reasoning is that Utah not only, hypothetically, facilitated the Luka deal, which they might have been hesitant about, but they were also kept in the dark until it was too late to do anything about it. The question then becomes, are they then going to turn around and give the Lakers the center they so desperately need? It seems like an unlikely thing to do under Ainge. This suggests some lingering bad blood, or, at the very least, a reluctance from Ainge to do the Lakers any more favors. Conclusion: intrigue versus reality. So, while the Lakers' intrigue with Walker Kessler is real, the path to acquiring him seems fraught with challenges. As the article concludes, unless circumstances change again, it's hard to envision Kessler as a realistic trade option. But, as we've seen this season, circumstances can change abruptly. This keeps Kessler as a name to monitor in the background, but perhaps not one to expect in a Lakers jersey immediately, given the hurdles. What are your thoughts, Lakers fans? Is Walker Kessler the ideal center to pair with LeBron and Luka? Do you think the Lakers have any realistic path to acquiring him, considering the asset situation and the potential reluctance from the Jazz? Should the Lakers focus on more attainable free agent targets instead? Let us know your opinions in the comments below.